So India is a very interesting place, right? And you're going to have a confluence policy, a bad policy, but in the end, is there optimism? Do we have a path? Are there severe impediments on doing business in India? Absolutely not. To create 12 people a decade to transform a nation. That's all it takes.
Entrepreneur India is with Aashish Kalra. He's a known face in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. He's a big believer in the transformation that big data can do for India and the world. And today Aashish is going to tell us all about what he believes in India for and why he believes that India is set for a path of growth. Hi Aashish.
Hello.
Hi. So I want to know from you a couple of things we've discussed today. On how do you view the investments that are coming to India, and how do you think that India with its innovation is in the capacity to leapfrog with respect to innovations from the world?
So India is a very interesting place, right? And you're going to have a confluence of what I call transformation because of artificial intelligence, AI, and the progression of India. Just like for a lot of things you need basic infrastructure, for AI the biggest thing you need is data and large sets of data. There are only 3 countries in the world that have large sets of data. There's the United States, there's China and India. Now all 3 of them are going to win very differently. US, it's the innovator, it's got the lead, it's going to have the next Ubers, the Airbnbs, etc. China, it has capital, it has a closed economy, it will put $10 trillion towards it, and it can figure this out. India, I think, wins in the most interesting way, because India is the world's youngest country, or will be the youngest country in 2020. 25 million people, 650 million people are under the age of 25. They have not used the iPad, they've not used a computer, they're going to a mobile phone. How do these people access the information? How do they transact on that information? It's going to change the world. It's going to change India. Now, in order for us to go from point A to point B, we want to go from a $3 trillion economy to a $10 trillion economy. This is going to be the pivotal thing. A, the young people have to get motivated. They want to believe in entrepreneurship, in innovation. The second thing that has to happen is we need to have the baseline infrastructure. I think with Jio and Reliance making data democratic, the cost of phones coming there, there have to be. And then lastly, there needs to be enough examples like Flipkart that motivate people. Because the world's going to become a world of haves and have-nots in this AI marketplace, right? And have-nots, it's not about money. Have-nots are people who can't articulate the problem, can't hire the best people, and can't motivate them and keep them around.
Right. Okay, this is my last question. So, Mr. Kalra, I do understand that we are set on a path of growth, but a lot of conversation around policy roadblocks have come up in the past, where investors say it's difficult to get investments into India, where entrepreneurs say it's difficult to list a company in India. Flipkart is also listed in Singapore. Do you feel that the dialogue around policy roadblock is a dialogue around which we should build our future hopes with the country?
Look, policy plays a part. It's not an integral part. You know, you have good policy, you have bad policy, but in the end, is there optimism? Do we have a path to go from 3 trillion to 10 trillion? That's the only question. Can things be done better? Absolutely, right? Are there severe impediments on doing business in India? Absolutely not. Despite them impediments, you had a Flipkart. You had the ability of Walmart to buy them.
Absolutely.
So, you know what? It's all, but that is not the crux of the problem. And we are nowhere close to being on that journey of growth. You know, we've kind of arrived at a train station waiting for a train. There's a lot. How do you motivate the 650 million young people under the age of 25? Right. How do you get 10% of them to want to work in an innovative way? How do they do that? Because you can't generate employment otherwise.
Right.
How do you build truly global companies, truly transformative companies out of India, right? Is your policy framework suitable to allow them to be global? That's the question I would ask. Is your insurance policy truly global that you can allow building AI-based insurers, computer vision-based claims, that then can be global, right? Is your banking policy such that you could transact anywhere in the world, right? And how would you do it in real time? In those areas, policy is very important. There'll be a lot of businesses that are purely local. It's all about transformation, right? We talked about this earlier in our example of how at the turn of the century in Boston, they used to go use saws, cut icebergs, bring ice. Then someone had an idea, let me build ice, make ice in a warehouse and ship it to you. Someone had a great idea, let me make a refrigerator. Everyone preserved food, but none of the leaders from one to the other ever succeeded. And that's the myopia you want to get again. Again, I say, you know, people need accommodations, they don't need a hotel. People need banking, they don't need a bank, right? If you focus your regulation on what the person needs and the satisfaction of that need, you can build global companies. Because in the end, it's about satisfying that need. Otherwise, you become a has-been.